Hi everyone, this is Perfume Coast, so welcome to my channel. Today's podcast will be dedicated to the new 2025 release of Valentino belonging to the line Donna, Roma, which is called Ivory. So without further ado, let's jump into the ocean of perfumes. And as always, let's also take a dive into the notes that Romantica is listing. So on the top we've got green mandarin, in the middle we've got orange blossom and marshmallow, and finally in the base says musk and Madagascar vanilla. So my first impression of this perfume is a complete and utter delight. I heard quite a few perfume reviewers mentioning that it's not what they were expecting, not marshmallow enough, not sweet enough. But to me, initial spray is this straight powdery sweet marshmallow with a fresh undertone to it. And as the scent sits, it gets more blended, but initial impression of sweet marshmallow vanilla powder is still lingering in the air. And you empty your bubble like this that lasts for hours. So you do not necessarily need to smell your hand up close therefore, but if you do, what you'll be smelling is a bit something different. A lot closer to Donna Roma DNA with floral dominance of jasmine. Except for here, what we're having is orange blossom instead, which is also a bit animalic to me. Also up close, I can definitely detect the likes of leathery quality, probably coming from that animalic accord. So it's slightly leathery, white floral concoction, a bit lotion-like too. But what's interesting here, once again, is that in your bubble and in the air, you will be smelling a lot more attractive and appealing composition, which is tones of powdery vanilla sweetness or fresh marshmallow. And I'm a bit struggling there, to be honest, because I'm someone who's a perfume idealist, perhaps. Taking a decision to buy a full bottle to me involves both great opening and great development of a fragrance. And also it takes both smelling great up close and beautiful projection. So with this one, I'm loving what I'm smelling in the air, tones of delicious marshmallow, but up close it's this Donna Roma DNA that one may find in so many of its flankers. So whether I'm getting a full bottle of it or not is still a big question, but again, smelling this perfume in the air is a gorgeous experience in any case, and at the end of the day, that should be all what matters, shouldn't it? By the way, let's now do a quick comparison of the new release to another flank of the same line, which is called Pink Pippi, which many of us claim to be quite similar to the new release. But for this reason, we need to take a deep dive once again into the notes that Romantica is listing. So on the top we've got Calabrian Mandarin, in the middle there's Orange Blossom, and finally in the base there's Bourbon Vanilla. So indeed, as we can see, the notes are quite similar, but let's just analyze a bit further. So the opening is indeed a bit of a similar one, but then two flankers sort of start to fall out. Ivory flanker gets fluffy and pillowy whilst retaining its fresh floral undertone, and pink flanker starts building on its sweet, sugary quality, becoming this almost caramelized brown sugar territory. And basically that's how it remains into the dry down, where floral accord serves just a complementing feature, if you like. At the same time, Ivory release really capitalizes on this floral fluffy dimension, where vanilla and sugar never form this sweet solid layer, but rather our pillowy powdery floral accord is dusted with vanilla sugar powder, creating in its turn this beautiful marshmallowy impression, first both on skin and in the air, and eventually in the air only. So pink flanker in the air and on the skin is more straightforward brown sugar sweet thick scent, and at the same time, it's quite different from Donna Roma DNA somehow. Now, Ivory flanker we're looking at today is this marshmallowy, pillowy vanilla, whilst retaining distinct Donna Roma character, especially on the skin, as mentioned before. So there we are. In any case, definite recommendation for me to test out as this beautiful and quite unique, again, in the air scent that I'm very much considering acquiring a full bottle of. But that's it, guys. This wraps up the video for today. If you found it of any use, if you liked it, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing and sharing your comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.